Hi there, this is Tammy with Tammy's Stamping Therapy. I'm coming on to do my week 2 video for my Stamparatus series. I am a day late. I was going to have this posted yesterday, and in the future they will be posted on Saturdays, but this week just didn't allow it to happen. So better late than never, right? So if you'll remember, this is the Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool similar to the Misty or the Tim Holtz tool. Only this one, the plates come off. It comes with 2 plates and they come off. This is one of the magnets that I had forgotten to put back here. So let me show you what I'm going to do with it today. This is technique number 2. And I'm going to call this, I guess I'll call it a stepping down technique. This is the card that I made, and this is a technique that you can only do if these plates come off. Well, there might be a way to do it. I wouldn't even want to have to figure out how to do it without a removable plate. This card is using paper from the upcoming Sale-a-bration catalog. It's called Oso Ombre, and it's got some really fun papers in it. And the papers have a pattern on one side, and it's an ombre effect, and on the other side it's a different color with the same pattern. And then there's plain ones. There's the ombre and a different color. So these are the 4 colors. And I made this card. I used the I used a new Stampin' die set. The stamp set is called Simply Succulents, and I used the thanks from it. You can see that. It's a clear mount or a cling mount rubber stamp set, and then the die set is called Potted Succulents dies, and this is one of the dies in the set. It's a background die. Let me show you the rest of the dies. These are the rest of the dies, and you can do some really fun things with this stamp and die set together. And I just noticed these. Those are really cool. I like those shapes. So that is what my die is stuck to my magnet. Let's see. These magnets are really strong. Okay. So let me show you how I made this card. The first thing I did, where's my card? Sorry, I lay stuff out and then I make a mess with it. I pile other stuff on top of it. So the first thing I did was cut a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then I took that die and cut out this out of the front. And then I took, because as I showed you, this ombre paper is not the same color on each side. Then I took 2 pieces of this paper and glued them back to back, so I have the same color on each side. This is Bermuda Bay, and these are 5.5 by 4 1/4. So the other one I'm making green. So this is for the inside of this, and to glue this in, let me show you this. I'm going to put glue on the edges. And then in just little spots. I don't need to glue the whole thing because it's not going anywhere, but just several little spots. And I'm going to lay this down. My Stamparatus out of the way. I'm going to lay this down, and then I'm going to close this over it. And I need a napkin, paper towel for the glue that oozes out, because my spots are a little bit big in some places. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to put my inside in my card. I stamped the same little shape on here. This is Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to put this inside. So that can set aside to dry while we have our fun. So I have a piece of cardstock that is 5 3/8 by 1 1/2. I've made a little mark where I want the corner to be. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the magnet on the very bottom and the very top, just barely. And I'm going to stamp with my Bermuda Bay. Can you see the stamp? You can't see the stamp, sorry. Bermuda Bay, just lightly tap that. And then I'm going to stamp. Very nice. I got a little bit of overstamp there. That wasn't good. And then I'm going to move this down. See, this comes out, and I'm going to move it down 1. And stamp it. Move it down 1. And stamp it. Move it down 1. This is where I should be using my little Stampin' Spots, the 1-inch cube ink pads. Move it down 1. And stamp it. So there's all of my thanks, and I'm going to clean that really quick because I don't want that Bermuda Bay ink anywhere else. Close my ink pad. And then another nice thing about this coming out, I'm flipping it over and there's my other stamp. Oops, sorry. And I'm using Granny Apple Green this time. And I'm going to stamp it off once because it's really strong, really dark. So to stamp it off once, I'm sticking a piece of paper in there and doing that and then that, and see how I just get a lighter image. Then I'm going to step it down, ink it up, stamp it off, stamp it, move it down 1, ink it up, stamp it off, stamp it, move it down 1, ink it up, stamp it off, and stamp it. This is my favorite thing about this Stamparatus, that you can do this with it, because I think that is so cool. And then I will clean that. And I've already stamped the envelope, and I already did the inside of the card, but when I did that, I just put this away also. I just took the envelope and I put the stamp like down here, put the envelope where I wanted it, and then stamped it. And I did the same thing with the inside of the card. So I'm done with that. Here's my card, and then I'm going to take my dimensionals. Actually, I'm taking my mini dimensionals. Putting quite a few of them on here because it's long and skinny, and I don't want it to sag anywhere. maybe too many, but I would rather use too many than not enough. And these guys need to... This is the worst part of these guys, is getting these little covers off of here. So annoying. Okay, this time I'm going to put this on this edge of the card. Because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do, so then I have had my spool here. I don't see it now. This is our Whisper White seam binding ribbon, and I've colored it with my alcohol markers, my Stampin' Blends Granny Apple Green, and it's kind of funny, coloring this ribbon is really like has no substance. It's really light and hard to tie with, but when you color ribbon with the alcohol markers, it stiffens them up. The this ribbon does the same thing, where for some reason the markers make it stiff. I don't really know why. So I'm going to put this right here. Cut my ends a little bit. And this card, you may have noticed, I got this little mark right here. And the way I'm going to take care of that is I'm going to get out some of my rhinestones. And this card's going to have random rhinestones on it because I don't want to leave that mark on there. So I'm going to cover up that mark. But I don't want just one rhinestone on the card, so I'm going to put them in interesting places here. So I'm going to put like maybe one there. And then I will also go over here and put a few. And I shouldn't have done that. Those are like they're in line with each other, which is not the way I want to do things. They need to look random. So let me add one like here. Does that help? Yeah. So here are my two cards I made today with my Stamparatus. I think they're both beautiful. These are Granny Apple Green is one of my favorite Stampin' Up colors, even though it's not purple. And you may remember from my first video that I'm going to give away, and I didn't get them out, so I'll get them out next video. At the end of my 12-week series, I'm going to give away a Stamparatus with a case and the stamp and die set that I used the first week, the Many Messages stamp and die set. As I said, the Stamparatus I think was used once, but I wouldn't swear to it. But it comes with a very nice case, and it's the giveaway is approximately $100 value. So in order to be entered in the giveaway, you need to comment. You need to like all the videos, be a subscriber, and comment on all 12 videos. And then once the week after my 12th video, I will do a drawing to choose someone who has liked and commented on all 12 videos and who is a subscriber. So that's it for my Stamparatus technique for today. This is technique number 2, and I'm calling it, what did I call it? What did I call it? step it down. Maybe that's what I said. I can't remember. I'm going to have to watch the beginning of the video so I can put it in the instructions or in the description box below. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.